Hello, this is All Alone Sad, and I'm gonna be kind of showcasing my choice for skills, succession skills, and my skill add-ons because a lot of people ask. And I gotta apologize, my English isn't that good because I'm a Japanese. So we're gonna be starting with the Firewall. Like a lot of people choose monster damage plus 25%, I mean 25, uh, but I went with the 5% accuracy and the 10% casting speed. So my reason for choosing this over the monster damage is that you can you can indeed get the better monster damage buff, but unfortunately you cannot maintain the buff over time. So let's say I have two skills over here, which is which gives the monster damage 20, and I have these two skills because I use them separately to keep that monster damage buff up there when I'm grinding. Because the problem with this, the only source of 25 monster damage is only this fireball skill. While it may have 3-second cooldown, I cannot always keep using this buff for like 8 seconds. So in order to like keep my DPS consistent in PvE, I chose using this monster damage on the other skill. Okay, so we're gonna be the lightning. So I went with the monster damage 20 and the casting speed 7%. So what happens when you use a stronger buff then use a weaker steel add-on buff? What happens that they do not override, they do not reset uh, the buff time, so it does not override the skill. I mean the skill add-on effect. But I'm not always guaranteed to have the fireball buff active all the time. So I have this as my backup for keeping that casting speed as fast as possible. So that's my reasoning. Another I went with the lightning storm. This is the no-brainer one. It's kind of bugged right now, but it heals you like what 1,600 HP every time you hit 10 packs of mobs. So this is my choice. I also add a PvP plus 5, and then I went with the residual lightning. So this is my third lightning. There you go. I have a accuracy 3% because I'm not always that sure that I'll have this buff active every time. And then the no-brainer part is this the MP, recover 20 MP per hits. Other one is my another source of monster damage, which is the equilibrium. So it has monster damage 20 and then crit 10%. Pretty basic. And then the one that I might change in the future, but for now I'll keep it, which is the voltaic with the 10 DP and a 5% evasion. It's pretty much the same as what I had in Awakening. So my choice for my succession, I had a lot of hard time choosing between these two skills, and so I finally ended up stayed with the super armor one because it has higher damage. It's good in PvE. It's good in large scale or like group fights compared to this one because your teammates gonna CC it for you. In terms of 1v1, like the CC one is useful, but unfortunately a lot of the other skills like voltaic, which is bound, this one with the freeze, this one with the stun, or meteor with the knockdown, like they all take one CC slot, and you only can do one more CC, and that will only be the knockdown which rebound fireball can cover already. So I went with this one for more damage. My choice for meteor, you have like three choices. You can actually not decide to take this one and go for the absolute. So my reasoning for not going absolute or the focus one and I went with AoE is because I have a lot more uses for this one. The utility of this one is like so good compared to the other two. Like the 200 BSR is like too situational. Like you need teammates. It only works on a large scale, on a World War. While this one you can always have it active whenever that you want. It's also very good in 1v1. And the skill over here, the focus version of the meteor, you might be like kind of thinking the damage is good. It's not that bad in the PvE environment, but unfortunately the AoE is like a bit too small to be effective for my personal taste, and the utility of this meteor is just too good to be passed compared to the focus one. So we're gonna go down here for the residual lightning. I went with the combo version instead of the high pressure. This one might be good for PvE, but this one got the range, so you can use this pretty far away, and you have a super armor. So basically, my ranged poke, basically my range damage is like uh, fireball, rebound fireball, and then fireball explosion, and then lightning, and then this one. And then usually people will die by the end of it. And this one do not have any kind of ranged attack. It's like AoE in front of you. It may do more damage, but you're not also protected with that. So I went with this. Like this is also not bad in PvE either. So this is the lightning storm. I went with the high pressure one. I think this is the best succession skill among everything here. It has extremely high damage. Like this thing is insane. This thing do not have any kind of modifiers, no down attack, and it's kind of out damages like these two skills. And you got forward guard, you protect yourself. You can kind of use it like a hellfire, where you can hold it in a place for a few seconds, then you release it for the big damage. Not only you protect yourself, you can also debuff the opponents who get hit by it. And then the lightning storm combo isn't that bad either. It is pretty good on its own. But if I had to choose between these, it will be the high pressure one. So next will be the earthquake. This is another hard choice, but I went with the evasion one. And my reason is because this is better in PvE and the damage isn't that bad compared to this one. So my reasoning is that you can kind of see the total damage may be indeed higher on the destruction version compared to the evasion, but the instant damage that you deal with the evasion quake kind of out DPS the destruction one instantly. So it's not that the total damage that the destruction one gives is higher, but the instantaneous damage that the earth one, the evasion one gives is higher. So my choice, I don't really use this skill as much on the PvE also. So I don't bother with losing the stronger version. So I prefer this one for the outplay potential. Okay, then with the earth response, it's kind of no-brainer. I went with the float one, the one with the float. So my reasoning is that this super armor one, like these two have super armor, but there's different kind of super armor. Like you only get super armor on the float one during mid-air, and then this one you get super armor through the whole animation. So this is more protected, but you cannot spam. You don't have any kind of CC. This one do not have protection all the way, but you have protection, so super armor on the mid-air, but no protection during the initial attack. So when you're like doing the attack and then you see the rocks over here, when the rocks come out, that's when the CC comes out, and that's where your super armor wears off. So So you gotta be wary of that. But then this skill like saved me so much from the uh, attacks. So basically I wake up from a CC and then I instantly go for the earth response and then get a float. So yeah, I went with this. Next would be the Frigate Fog. I went with the 360 AoE one. It's kind of no-brainer. Like no one would use this skill. If I could like use this skill and then unlearn this Earth Arrow, I would definitely use this. But if I had to choose between the two, definitely the 360 AoE one. It is super armor, 360 AoE, like very high damage, one of the highest. It's the like second or third highest succession damage skill. This one isn't that bad either, but like the situation that you'll use this is like pretty meh. You debuff the movement speed by 50%, but like only for 4 seconds. It's a pretty meme skill, to be honest. So we're gonna going with the Blizzard. In the end, I went with the forward guard one, the one that the Blizzard, the one that stays in the one spot, has very bad damage. It has negligible debuff. Like it's very bad. Like it's unusable. Like even when you do the Sage cancel, like you have to do the long ass animation. While this one cast instantly. Of course, it does not stay in one spot, but you have that ranged pressure with the old Blizzard one. You can choose to use the absolute, but like no reason to go use the absolute. Like you're better off using this one. So the last two will be the awakening skills. This is a pretty no-brainer. It's I feel bad for the boiled. Like this skill isn't that bad, but Voltaic is simply just too good. Like shows how OP the witch is. So it has 30 accuracy and recover MP. Increase your cast time by 10%. So anything that gets hits, reduce their evasion by 15%. It's a 360 AoE super armor with bound. Like you see how ridiculous that skill sounds. And you can instantly cast with this. So basically, Fireball 10% casting. You follow it up with Voltaic 10%. The another 10% that's like 20% total casting speed by just using it. It's pretty insane. The bold one isn't that bad. Like if I could choose this skill over like these two, I would definitely choose bold. But unfortunately, if I had to choose between the two, it's definitely Voltaic, like no brainer for this. For this skill, two skill, I went with the Aqua Gel for like 1 week, and it's very bad. Like like unusable bad. The damage is like so bad. The debuff is useless. Then like the Equilibrium is a better of the two, not because it has higher damage or anything. You can cast this skill faster, and you can have the damage on there faster compared to this one. So like when you look at the numbers, it looks like Aquagel looks stronger, but in terms of DPS, you're far better off using this Equilibrium Break. So yeah, in PvP, like if you use this Aquagel, you're gonna get grabbed. Like you're too slow, and it doesn't benefit a lot from the cast animation cancels. So there we go. I think that's all for now. Okay, so that will answer a lot of the questions that I get in my comment sections. So yeah, thanks for watching.